my fellow Dragonstaffers. Welcome back. I'm so happy to be back with you guys for another tutorial. I know it's been a while. It's 2020. I hope your apocalypse is going great. I know mine is. Today, I have a tutorial for you guys on 3 different ways to do a cartwheel with a staff. It can be a Dragonstaff or a contact staff. Maybe you can get crafty with a contact sword, but with that being said, we'll get right into it. So first things first, there are some prerequisites to these 3 moves. You'll want to have down your forward rolling G-roll. You'll want to be able to do a cartwheel and also a one-handed cartwheel for some of these. Another thing you'll want to know is how to do a steve, specifically a contact staff steve, like so. The key difference here being with the contact staff, you don't duck the head, so the staff will pivot right at the top of the spine. The little bony protrusion here, right at the bottom of the neck, top of the spine. Instead of ducking your head, you'll let the center of the staff pivot right at that point, go around the neck and down the other arm. With a Dragonstaff, usually the way of doing a steve is by ducking the head, and the staff doesn't pivot, it just rolls right around the shoulders, like so. Just show that again with the contact staff, without ducking the head. So again, you'll want to know how to do the contact staff steve. Another thing that you're going to want to know for some of these cartwheel tricks are your palm spins in both directions. I think we'll keep these palm spins on the left hand for the sake of this tutorial, but you'll want it going with the staff rotating counterclockwise overhead and with the staff rotating clockwise overhead. How do you tell if it's clockwise or counterclockwise? You would just rotate it and then do that same spin forward so you can see. Another thing you'll want to know, even though it's pretty straightforward if you don't already know it, there's a little bit of confusion around this one. I'll just demonstrate it first. Essentially, the center of the staff rolls down one arm, you duck the head, rolls down the other arm. I think of it as an angel roll, even though with the contact staff, an angel roll would be this. If you know all of those tricks, then these cartwheel moves should be no problem with a little bit of drilling. Before we get started, a usual thing with my tutorials, I usually just teach things on one side or going one direction, just for the sake of keeping the tutorials as short as possible. So I do highly recommend drilling all of these tricks on the opposite side as well. The first cartwheel trick that we're going to learn is the one that I quickly demonstrated at the introduction to this video. The staff will begin not rolling, obviously, it's on the ground, and this is where you'll want to be able to do a one-handed cartwheel. I'm going to be standing with the left side of my body facing the staff, so I will cartwheel onto the left arm, grab the center of the staff with the opposite hand, the right hand, and then when I come out of it, I'll use my hand to give the center of the staff some momentum down the arm, duck my head, and do that angel roll I mentioned in the prerequisites. So just so you can see that in real time. And it's very much where your right hand would be landing if you did a two-handed cartwheel is basically where you'll want to grab the center of the staff. Without putting too much pressure on it, but probably a little bit as you do the cartwheel onto the left hand. Right hand grabs the center of the staff. Drop the center of the staff from the palm, giving it some momentum down the arm. Duck the head, you can go into whatever from there. So I usually like to use this cartwheel trick when I've dropped the staff in the middle of performing, or fire jam, or just spinning in front of people, and you make something kind of cool out of what was an accident. Another quick thing about this one is the straighter, I've noticed from watching this on videos, the straighter you can keep your legs, the cooler or cleaner this trick will look. And really quickly, I will give you a view of this trick from each direction, each side, so hopefully you can get all angles. I know different people are different types of learners. Some of us just need to see the trick from all angles. So all of these will be with the left side of the body facing the staff.
Mong tôi là chị nấu với tôm khô thì hầm với dừa sôi.
I also wanted to quickly show for each of these that you can also do these cartwheel tricks with a contact staff. For our second cartwheel trick, we will start with the staff doing a palm spin counterclockwise in the left hand. If you don't already know how to do palm spins, I have a tutorial up on these as well. So we're in our palm spin with the staff going counterclockwise, and at some point we let the staff roll down the thumb side of the inner forearm, or the center of the staff I should say, roll down the inside of the forearm, and then it'll roll down the outside of the bicep over the shoulder, and then the center point should land somewhere around the left waist, left hip, and then we will have our right hand reaching around our back, ready to catch the center. For me, it's a little bit to the right side of the center of the staff, so that the left hand is free for the cartwheel. So you can see that in real time. And then I haven't exactly found a graceful way of coming out of this. I usually end up into some kind of trap or chi roll, so you could play with the exit yourself on that one. So just so you can see that, slow it down a little. Palm spin, staff going counterclockwise in the left hand. Center rolls down the inside of the left forearm. Down the shoulder, catch it with right hand at the hip, left hand's free, and again, the straighter your legs are in the cartwheel, the cleaner this is going to look. And then I usually come out and give the staff some momentum to roll with the right palm, like so. and I will give you that from each angle as promised. And in case it wasn't already clear, contact staff is much more challenging for me than Dragonstaff, but I will show it. Same thing. Staff will come into a palm spin counterclockwise in the left hand. Comes down the arm, catch it with the opposite hand at the left hip, cartwheel. And finally, our last Dragonstaff cartwheel trick. Again, can also be contact staff. As you probably noticed in the first one, the staff starts out not rolling, it's on the ground. The second cartwheel, we grab the staff so it stops rolling as we do the cartwheel. For the third one, this is probably the most tricky in my opinion. The staff, at least more so than the other cartwheel tricks, the staff maintains a roll. It does pause slightly at the top of the spine as you do the cartwheel, but then it goes right back into the roll away from you. So to break this trick down, staff is spinning in a clockwise palm spin in the left hand, exits down the pinky side of the hand, down the arm and around the shoulders. Once it reaches the top of the spine there, in between the shoulder blades, that's when you'll use your shoulder blades to pivot the staff so that it makes a full circle and the roll will be going away from you down the right arm. What I'm leaving out here is when you do the cartwheel. The cartwheel will happen right at the end of the full spin at the top of the spine. So right when you do that full spin, the staff will pause for a moment. You'll cartwheel onto your left hand, kind of pinch the staff in between the head and the neck there, and then exit with the staff rolling away from you down the right arm, right into a chi roll. And really, the faster you can pull off the cartwheel, the more it'll look like the staff didn't stop rolling at all. I'm moving a little slow here, so it's having a longer pause. See if I can pull it off faster. So with the contact staff, you'll basically do this the same way. Except you don't have to worry about doing that full rotation at the top of the neck because you don't have to worry about the staff continuing to spin the same way as you would with the Dragonstaff. Instead, it can stop when you do the cartwheel and then come down the right arm all the same. one way you can practice this trick without doing the cartwheel is to just do the palm spin going clockwise overhead. Let the staff roll down the outside of the forearm. Once it's coming down towards the shoulder, duck your head to let it pivot one time. And then down the right shoulder. It's going to be the same thing when you cartwheel, but right where it pivots, you'll want to do the cartwheel after it pivots one time while the center is still balanced there at the top of the spine. Alright y'all, I think that's going to wrap it up for today's tutorial. I appreciate you guys joining me. Like I said, I know it's been a while. It's 2020. Also, I'm going to be totally straightforward with you guys. This is the first time I've made a tutorial without pre-writing it. So if I did glance over something or skip over something, please let me know down in the comments and I will do my best to elaborate on that and clear that part up. But again, thank you guys for watching, and I plan on getting back to these, so I'll see you in the next one.